to see it for yourself.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear.
You have to see it for yourself.
But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear.
You have to see it for yourself.
But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you, that the prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which we see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them.
You've been living in a dream world here.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which we see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which we hear, and have not heard them.
Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me.
Alright, shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indian Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations, scattered across the four corners of the earth. I want to give all praises to Barak Yahawah, Barak Yahawashi. Got to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone who led me to this truth. And I'm going to be going back into this lesson again because they took my video down, I guess because I showed the video of the rabbit and the turtle. Now I'm going to take the video this time and I'm going to put it in the comment board and you can go watch it. But basically, I'm just, the Lord's putting the spirit on me to deal with it in a way where, the rabbit basically represents Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. And the turtle represents Jacob, okay? And Jacob You know, he was always someone in this world. We've always appeared to be as if we were last, as if we were slow, like we're behind. You know, everything that we've been in life, you know, these other nations have gotten to it first, and we haven't ever had a really a resting place, especially being here in America, Babylon the Great. There were periods of time where we did have our land, but it wasn't for very long. We've been in captivity more than anything. So, you know, but this race, okay, in the end, ultimately, Jacob is going to win this race. And we're in a spiritual race. It's a spiritual battle, but it will turn into a physical battle. And we're going to need spiritual powers from the Lord and spiritual miracles to keep us, you know, from losing this race, okay? But when you go and watch a little bit of it, it kind of shows you kind of how Esau Edom works as the rabbit. Everywhere he goes, things get destructive and destroyed. And, you know, he has all these different things that he has because he has the fatness of the earth. He's got the sword and the fatness of the earth. And he basically, you know, has all these things for his use. So he gloats himself in it and acts like, you know, this race is not being ran. He's like, you know, he thinks he's going to win. But Jacob, he keeps his eyes single, which is the turtle. He keeps his eyes single and focused, and he ends up winning the race. So, you know, I wanted to play the video and kind of, you know, talk over it, but I can't do that, unfortunately. So I'm going to put it in the comment board, and you'll be able to go watch it. And we're going to start right here. And it represents, you know, in the Bible, this, like I said, this race to being able to establish a kingdom, okay? Because our kingdom is going to be established on the other side, okay? Once we go through all this and his kingdom falls. So right now he has everything just like the rabbit, Esau Edom, so-called white man, and whatnot, okay? And we're going to get our kingdom on the other side. But it's going to be it has to be a slow, patient race. It's not going to be overnight, okay? But, you know, slow and steady wins the race. We're going to win the race overall. So we're going to get into this over here and get started. Lord willing, this is edifying to the flock. Salakia, which means sorry, I had to go back and do it. The Lord's putting the spirit on me. Go ahead and go back and get it done. Okay, because this is you know, the next video that I wanted to do, you know, what the Lord wanted me to do, because the Lord, you know, has us do these videos, okay? So, we're going to start right here, Genesis chapter 25, verse 24. When her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau, okay? And we learned, you know, that Esau Edom is a so-called white man. That's why when, you know, they those guys in the trailer park, they call them rednecks. It's because they're so-called white men. See? And he came out first, right? He came out first, just like the rabbit. He started off first in the race. He was first in the race at first. Okay? But it says, those that shall come first shall come last. I want to put that in real fast before we get started. Okay? And it's those that shall come last shall come first. Okay? And first will come last. Okay, so just like the turtle started out last, he was in last place. In the end, he came back and was in first. Okay, and that's how we are. We're in last right now. It looks like it, but we're really in first because we have this truth. But Esau Edom, since he doesn't see anything in a carnal sense where we don't have a lot of money and things like that, they think that they're winning. So Matthew chapter 20, verse 16. So the last shall be the first, and the first last, for many are called but few chosen. See? So many people have came to try to be the seed line of Jacob. Okay, many people have tried to come be Jake. Many people have tried to put themselves in an array of, oh, we're the chosen people of the Bible. But Jake the whole time was just trying to win the race. And Jake is like a kind of guy where he wasn't even really looking to be chosen. He was just doing what he knew how to do. Was to keep his eyes single because he didn't have many things to focus on. You know, and that's how we are on this earth. We don't have too much stuff to focus on because we don't have much, because we're in our captivity, right? So, you know, but when you go watch it, you'll see how Jake, how the turtle, how he acts, you know. He's very, I would say, he makes it seem like he doesn't want people to know what he's up to. Like when you see sometimes he'll think Esau, Edom is not watching what he's doing. He's like, all right, hold on, I gotta get past him while he's asleep. You know, you'll see these kind of things in the video. You'll see that Jake, he might not seem intelligent, but he really is, okay? So it says, and first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. When you look up that word red, and you go look in the root word, it says to show blood forth from the face. So like no skin, no pigment. Or like when you go look up the word hue, it means color. So who are the only humans on the earth? The ones that have color, okay? See? But I don't want to get that far into it. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel. See? Esau's heel, okay? Which means what? This means that he was pulling Esau, the so-called white man, out of rulership, and his name was called Jacob. But later on, Jacob's name gets turned to Israel. And Isaac was 3 years score years old when she bare him, right? So this is how the Bible comes out to be, where the whole story is about Jacob, or Israel, okay, being saved, and this time by Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Okay, he's coming back to save Jacob, which is a seed line, because it said up here, twins were in our womb, but when you go up just a little bit more, it says 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and 1 people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. But right now, you see, we're serving them right now, right? But in the end of the race, this race, okay, they're going to be our servants, okay? And we're going to be ruling the universe, okay? Under Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. So, and the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, right? And when you go look in this video, Esau, or the rabbit who represents Esau, he had a bow, and he was shooting a bow trying to impress these little bunnies, okay? He was trying to impress them. Okay, and this is where you get these terms from. Okay, all this stuff goes back to the Bible. But Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. So Jacob was, you know, he was more not as flashy. You know, he kind of stayed, you know, to himself. Okay, that's how the nation of Jacob was. We weren't out there hunting and doing stuff like that and showing off and stuff like that. Okay, we were wise. We were wise. You know, we were in the tents. Okay, so when it talks about Jacob held Esau's heel, when you go over here and you look in the second Esdras, chapter 6, verse 9, it reads, For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And that's what it meant by him pulling that heel down. And when you go back a little bit, it says the same thing. See? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, which was showing that Esau's world was going to be pulled down. Okay? His kingdom rulership was going to be taken down, but it was going to take time. Okay? And that's why we must be patient. Okay, that's why we must be patient, because this is not going to be an overnight process of his kingdom falling. But the way things are looking, his kingdom is falling right now. Okay? So we have to prepare so, you know, we can come out from this place and the Lord can deliver us. Okay? So we're going to go to Jeremiah chapter 8, verse 8. And I want to make a point. Okay, about our people. The ones that, you know, in the beginning where it talked about in the Matrix, how he said you could take the blue pill. If you go take the blue pill, then you can go back in the world and you don't have to worry about this no more. But if you take the red pill, you got to go and learn everything. And that's how this truth is. You can either get in the truth or you can get out of the truth, you know. And if you go in the truth, you got to keep going. And there's no turning back. But if you turn back, then you can't come back, okay? You're stuck out forever, basically. So you want to stay with the truth once you get into it, okay? Because it says that it's impossible to come back to the truth after you left it, basically, okay? But we're not going to get that far into it. Now, we're going to read this in the King James Version, and then we're going to read it in, we're going to read it in the NLT, okay? Now, this is Jeremiah chapter 8, verse 7. It says, yea, the stork in heaven knoweth her appointed times. That's like the birds. And the turtle and the crane and the swallow observe the time of their coming, right? And Jacob represents a turtle, right? Well, Jacob, us as Jacob, we know that the end is coming. And we know that our kingdom is on the other side. See, we can observe the time of our coming, right? But it says, for my people know not the judgment of the Lord, which is 2/3 of our people, you know, who are still turtles, but they act like rabbits. They act like Esau eating the so-called white man. They can't observe that his kingdom is falling. They can't observe the things that are happening, okay? But us the hopeful elect, we're the turtles that can understand, and we can observe the time, okay? But my people not know the judgment of the Lord. See? Now we're gonna look this up, and we'll read 2 more, okay? 2 more verses, and then we're gonna go to the NLT, which is the New Living Translation. It says, "How do ye say we are wise, and the law of the Lord is with us? Lo, certainly in vain made he it. The pen of the scribes is in vain." Okay? The wise men are ashamed, they are dismayed and taken. Lo, they have rejected the word of the Lord, and what wisdom is in them. And that's talking about those false prophets, okay? They don't have no wisdom of the Lord. They don't understand what the Lord is coming here to do. Okay, so we're going to read this in the NLT. So this is talking about those false prophets again. And it reads, even the stork that flies across the sky knows the time of her migration. So they know when they're supposed to come to whatever part of the earth they come to have children, migrate, okay? To make, make more birds, okay? As do the turtle dove, talking about the turtle, the swallow, and the crane. They all return at the proper time each year, okay? See? So even the turtles, all the animals, they know when to go where they're supposed to go. But not my people. Our people don't know when to turn back to the Lord. But all the animals do. And it says also, says this. And it says, but now ask the beasts, and they shall teach thee, and the fowls of the air, and they shall tell thee. See? This is Job chapter 12, verse 7, verse 8. Or speak to the earth, and it shall teach thee, and the fishes of the sea shall declare unto thee. See? So watching the animals and stuff, we can learn how the Lord works too as well, and learn as well as if the earth is healthy. Because if all the animals are dying, then that means that there's something wrong with the earth. And that's what's been happening lately. A lot of the animals have been dying. So we know that time's getting close to where the Lord's going to judge the earth. Okay? So it says, But not my people. They do not know the Lord's laws. This is back to Jeremiah chapter 8, verse 7. They do not know the Lord's laws. Even though the laws were given to Jacob, they still don't know. 2/3 of our people. How can you say we are wise because we have the word of the Lord when your teachers have twisted by writing lies? And that's what the churches did, trying to tell us that hell is a place where you burn forever, and try to tell us that we're not in hell already. They twisted all the words. So these wise teachers, verse 9, these wise teachers will fall into a trap of their own foolishness. See, they're going to get judged for it. For they rejected the word of the Lord. Are they so wise after all? No. Just like the rabbit, he thought he was wise and was playing around. Okay? Just like 2/3 of our people. And they're going to get caught. Okay? And they're going to get judged. And it's not going to be a nice judgment. It's going to be very bad. Okay? It's going to be a very, terrifying judgment. Okay, so we're going to go right there. We're going to stop right there because that was the point. They don't understand. So Ecclesiasticus chapter 20, verse 32. And it reads, necessary patience in seeking the Lord is better than he that leadeth his life without a guide. See? So we have to have patience, just like the turtle did. He had patience, and he ended up winning the race.
Most people have no clue that in 2023, the best way to make money on Amazon is not
that's what we're doing right now.
Products. It's Amazon's other company, Audible.
Salakia.
Audible pays me
Sorry, I gotta go back and go play my beat again because some reason it wasn't playing over like I wanted it to. Sometimes it does that. Okay. We're going to go to Romans chapter 12, verse 12. And it reads, rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation. See, we're supposed to be patient in tribulation, and that means like trouble, tough situations. Continuing instant in prayer, we're supposed to pray a lot, supposed to pray, as many times as you can, don't pray too much, maybe pray 3 times a day, you don't have to pray constantly, and the Lord already is going to answer your prayers if you're of the elect, and the only way that we can know if we're of the elect is through patience, because we won't know until the end, because if we don't endure to the end, then we'll know, because we won't be here. So Romans chapter 12, verse 13, and what I mean by be here is in this truth, or the Lord done took your soul back. So verse 13, distributing to the necessity of saints, giving the hospitality. Okay? Being caring for your people, and patient. We're gonna go look that up. Okay, I want to go take that, and I want to go read it in the NLT so you can get a better understanding. So, see, verse 13. When the Most High, which is Yahawah's people, are in need, be ready to help them. Always be eager to practice hospitality. See, looking out for the Lord's people. Okay, that's what it's saying. Okay, I just wanted to go show you in that so you can see for yourself. So Romans chapter 5, verse 2. So it says, by whom also we have access by faith into this grace wherein we stand and rejoice in hope of the glory of the Most High. See? It says, not only so, but we glory in tribulations also. See? Knowing that tribulation worketh patience. So we have to go through certain things. We have to go through certain captivities and things because it works our patience. It makes our patience better. It helps us prepare to wait on the Lord during Jacob's trouble when things get tough. And patience, experience hope. See? And that's what we want. We want experience of how to have hope through tribulation. And hope make it not ashamed, because the love of the Most High is shed abroad in our hearts, which is our minds, by the Holy Spirit. And when you look up that word ghost, it says spirit all in it. It doesn't say ghost. They put that in there, which is given unto us. Okay? So we were given this Holy Spirit. It's a gift. Okay? Not everybody can get it. So Psalms chapter 37, verse 7. And it reads, rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him. Fret not yourself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. So we're not supposed to be hasty or be someone who jumps quickly to make a decision, okay? Just because they're doing all these things, and they're going to bring a wicked device to pass. They're going to bring the mark of the beast, okay? Which is that grain of rice you put in your right hand, your forehead, whether you can buy or sell. And we don't want to be jumpy when that time happens. We want to wait on the Lord and be, have faith that the Lord's going to tell us what to do during that time. But we know one thing: He didn't say to be hasty. He said be patient. So verse 8: cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not yourself in any wise to do evil. So we want to stay away from being evil, but first you got to learn what evil is. Okay? They didn't teach that here. Verse 9: for evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon the Lord, they shall inherit the earth. So we know one thing: evil people do things really fast, just like the rabbit. So we don't want to be like them. We want to be like the turtle. We want to be patient. Galatians chapter 6, verse 9. And it reads, let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. So if we stay with this truth, and we don't get to that point to where we give up or we move too quickly, then the Lord will give us give us that blessing, okay, of eternal life. That's what we're looking for overall, for that, and to be saved. That's the thing that we want to reap. We want to reap salvation, okay? Obtain salvation. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 8, better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. So beginning of things, being patient for something when you first start is always tough. But when you get to the end, you're glad that it paid off, and you're glad that you waited. And the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. So there's some of our people that they have the spirit, and the Lord gave them some of the truth, and they've become proud with it. So we don't want to be proud with the truth. We don't want to be feeling like we're somebody when we're just servants. We're here to be servants and be patient servants and wait on the Lord for Him to be exalted, and then He'll take care of us later. He takes care of us now too, though. But what I mean by take care of us, it's like He's gonna give us new bodies and all types of stuff, okay? Proverbs chapter 14, verse 29, he that is slow to wrath is of great understanding. See, and that's what we want. We want to have great understanding. But he that is hasty of spirit exalted folly, which is foolishness. And as a person who's in this truth, you're not going to win every battle. Sometimes you might, it says slow to wrath. It's not saying that you just never get angry. You see, it says slow to wrath. So, even the Lord has a point where you can push Him to the limit to where He will display His wrath. But we want to exercise ourselves where we're slow to it. But the Lord is, He's a wrathful power too. But He's a patient one too. But, you know, don't think that you could just be patient when it comes to turning to the Lord. He's not patient when it comes to that. That's what makes him angry. Okay? So Exodus, we don't want to be patient when it comes to turning to the Lord, but we want to be patient waiting on him. Make sense? Exodus chapter 14, verse 14. The Lord shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace. And that's what we want to be like. We want to hold our peace when things go down, things happen, and pray to Yahawashi that he fixes those problems that we're dealing with. You know? Now, if somebody just puts you to the point where you can't, you know, you can't deal with it, you know, and you make a mistake, just repent and ask the Lord for forgiveness and keep moving forward. We're not going to win every battle. So Romans chapter 8, verse 24, and it reads, for we are saved by hope. See? So we got to have hope to even be saved. But hope that is seen is not hope. So, since we're saved by hope, and it's not even nothing out here that's going to make us have that hope to be saved, for what a man seeth, why do we yet hope for? Because we can see in the spirit. We can see the finish line, okay? Verse 25, but if we hope for what we see not, then do we with patience wait for it, see? And we wait for it because why? Because we can see it, we can see the end of the tunnel. We can see the finish line, okay? It might take a second to get there, but when we get there, we win. So verse 26, likewise the Spirit also helpeth our infirmities. Infirmities, which means like our weaknesses. For we know not what we should pray for as we ought, but the Spirit itself maketh intercession for us with groanings which cannot be uttered. See? So the Spirit already asks the Lord, you know, and directs us in a way where we ask the Lord things that will be pertaining to his will. But you got those people at church praying for cars and whatever else, you know, things that don't really pertain salvation or pertaining a relationship with Yahawashi. And he searcheth the hearts, which is the minds, knoweth that what is the mind of the Spirit, because it maketh intercession for the saints according to the will of the Most High. See, this is all about the will of Yahawashi, not our own will. Okay, verse 28. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love the Most High. See, it all works together if you really love the Most High. To them who are called according to his purpose. Okay? But since we're in this flesh, sometimes we get frustrated. Sometimes we feel like, man, things are just not happening the way it's supposed to happen. And then through those times, we have to catch ourselves and keep that patience. And keep that understanding that this is going to be a patient, slow race, and it's not going to be won overnight. So I'm going to post that video down in the comment board for you to go watch it, and then this is the lesson. So Lord willing, those that are fine to y'all. Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indian Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. I want to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. And Lord willing, we'll be able to do another lesson sometime soon, you know, and be able to exalt the name of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi through these videos that we have seen throughout our lives, and some videos that you've seen or maybe not seen. So, Lord willing, those edifying to you. Shalom.